All right, let's get started sewing. Let me set up my phone on this little tripod. Ugh, make sure it's facing the machine and kind of out the way a little bit because I need to reach the footstool over here. So let's start. First of all, let me just show you the store, and let me just show you what we're making real quick. Ugh. So we're making these shorts, okay? So we're making another pair. This is the size medium, and then we're gonna go ahead and make us a large. Here are my pattern pieces. The individual pieces have already been serged around all the edges. I already have the pocket cut out and the zipper and everything, and my rope for the belt. So we're just making another pair of these shorts. Okay. Very cute Monica Monique design. Big pocket on one side. We have the belt loops, a serged edge design. So we're just making another pair of these. And let's get started. I'll probably also maybe put on some music, maybe some lo-fi music while I make these. And I'll just be talking to you a little bit about what I'm sewing and how I'm sewing it. Okay, first we are going to sew our darts. Our darts are this little slit that's on each of our pattern pieces. We're going to sew our darts first in a triangular way. I'm starting out at what is this, 3/4 of an inch. We're going to forward stitch, and then we're going to back stitch. So forward, back. We're going to go towards that point and go a little bit below it. Roll our needle, clip our threads. You're going to clip your threads as you go. That way at the end you don't have all these threads to clip. But you see that angle of that dart? We're going to do that on each pattern piece that we have. Okay. I want to make that go in a little bit more angular straight. The reason why I did that is because I saw a little bit of a poke when you turned it around, and you want that dart to kind of fall flat. I keep my trash can right behind me so that I can throw away the extra stitches. But you see like that kind of triangular thing. And then on the outside, that's what that dart looks like on that pattern piece. Okay, so let's go to the next piece. I'm just gonna do this on all 4 pieces. Alright, for some reason my thread just popped on the top. So we're gonna put that right back. Alright, that part of the machine. Alright, then we're gonna continue on our 2 back pieces and do the darts on those patterns as well. So all I'm doing is folding that slit evenly. Oh, it looks like the top of this one side wasn't serged, so I'll have to go back and serge that later. Okay. Again, we're going to clip our threads as we go. That's how we keep our work nice and neat at the end. And we're going to go right here again. This is the last piece for the dart. Forward stitch, back stitch. Then continue your stitch forward. Okay, then we're gonna roll our needle up a bit. Clip our threads at the root of the thread. Keep your stitches nice and neat. Keep your work nice and clean as you go. All right, so now all 4 of our pieces have our darts. Now for our 2 back pieces, we're going to sew the crotch seam, which is like that J shaped seam. We're going to sew our crotch seam all the way down for our 2 back pieces. Actually, where is my little pocket? Might be, oh, hold on, let me do my pocket first. All right, so this is our pocket piece that we have already sewn. Our pocket piece, we're gonna put that on our back piece. Okay, so we're gonna line these up. See, we're gonna find our back piece, because our front piece, this is our front piece, and we can tell by the angle it goes up at the bottom of the shorts. Our back piece goes down, curves down at the bottom of the shorts for butt coverage, versus our front piece, the bottom kind of goes up a little bit, because you know how like in between your legs, the thighs, it goes up towards the side. So those are our front pieces. So on our back piece, before we put the crotch seams together, we're going to put on our back pocket. Okay, so we're going to place our back pocket, and we're going to pin it so that it's nice and straight. And then we're going to attach that on like so. We're just going to pin the 2 sides like that, going outward, and we're going to sew that in place. Now you should pin all 4 sides. I don't feel like doing that. Do as I say, not as I do. So pin all 4 sides. I'm only going to pin 2 in order to be prompt. But let me rethread the needle. Like so. All right, now I'm going to, instead of sewing near that line, I'm going to sew towards the outer edge at 1/4 seam allowance. If a little less than 1/4, then maybe 1/8 of a seam allowance around the outer side of the pocket. So let me start that stitch. Also, the needle I have in this machine is a denim needle because it's thicker fabric. Now when I put that needle in, I'm going to leave it in, and I'm going to turn for that angle, and then I'm going to continue. Okay, same thing at that point, leave the needle in, turn the pattern piece, put the foot back down and then begin that stitch. Okay, turn that one last time. Now forward stitch, back stitch over that last seam. I'm going to take out my pins. Roll the needle, let that loosen up a bit. Then I'm going to clip my stitches at the root. At the root, you guys. So you don't have any extra threads. Front and back. So you can get the bobbin thread and the top needle thread. Okay, so now that we have our pocket on our pattern piece, now that we have our pocket on there, now we can sew the two back pieces together. Okay, so let's put our two back pattern pieces together, facing each other, and then we're gonna sew that. Now again, if I'm you, I'm putting pins along the whole pattern piece to keep placement. If I'm me, I'm just going to go ahead and start sewing. Again, do as I say and not as I do. I've been doing it for a long time, so I don't feel like putting it through the whole thing. However, you should. I'm going to sew this at a 1/2 inch seam allowance. I'm going to keep losing this thread at the top. Don't ask me why. I just... Okay. We're going to rethread our Singer Heavy Duty. And then, all right. Go around that curve. Okay, so now that you have that done, clip your threads at the top and bottom. The reason why I left this one on this piece a little bit higher is because you see this one wasn't serged and this one was. So I have to go back and serge that to meet up. Now our back pieces are sewn together. Now we have to do the front pieces and sew them together at the crotch seam, right? So we're gonna have our two pieces face each other. Then we're going to sew from the zipper notch down, okay? We're going to pin where that zipper notch is going to go, which is right about here. And from that zipper notch down, we are going to close up our seam at a 1/2 inch. Okay, roll the needle, clip our threads, clip at the top and the bottom. Now we're going to put the base of our crotch seam together. Okay, so what you're going to do after you clip all your threads is you're going to, this is the inner crotch. These are like booty shorts, right? So this is the inner thigh. This is the inner crotch. You're going to put your front and back crotch seams together, right? So now these two pieces are facing each other. Okay, so now that these two pieces are facing each other, then we're going to sew those together. Roll your needle, clip your threads, at the root of your stitches. Okay, so now our center crotch seam is together, right? So then once you have the crotch seams together here, right, and then the crotch seam there, then you can have the shorts face each other and sew the side seams together, right here. So now we're gonna have them face each other at the waist. We're gonna start with our left side. Line up those again. Again, you should pin as you go. Me, I just be sewing. Clip your threads. Clip your threads at the roots, top and bottom, your starting thread and your ending thread, okay? You don't want to leave a whole bunch of threads to clip when you're done. It will have your piece looking messy. Okay, so now we're going to do that other side. Line those up. Start your stitch. Put down your foot. And each seam I'm sewing at a 1/2 inch. Okay, roll your needle, clip your threads. Okie dokie. This thread starts a little bit lower. I'm going to back stitch that just a little bit higher. Okay, then I'm going to clip those threads. Okay, so now we can turn our shorts inside out and see what our shorts are looking like. Okay, look at our shorts. Now we still have to do zipper and belt loops, right? But here are our shorts so far. Okay, this is the front and this is the back. So now our next step is to do the belt loops. Mind you, this is off because this is the only panel that's not serged. As you can see, the other panels are serged and this one forgot to serge that, so that's going to go and be fixed later. But now we have to do our belt loops, and our belt loops here, and our zipper. Should we do our zipper first or our belt loop first? Let's do our zipper. Oh wait, this says I'm losing battery life. Hold on. Okay. So let me grab a zipper real quick for this. Let's grab our zipper. I think I'll do a brown or a white zipper. Okay, we're gonna do a white zipper because it's the first one I found. Okay, so a white zipper. I'm gonna just put that in the top. right, we're gonna turn that in at a 1/2 inch. Oh, we have to switch our foot. So we need to put our foot on, our zipper foot on, which is in here. Go in here and find our zipper foot. Go in here, find our zipper foot. Then we're gonna do like so. Then we might have to align. Let's put. Now I'm just folding this back at a 1/2 inch. All I do is fold that back a 1/2 inch. You see how it is on the outside. I wonder if I should put that up a little. I'm gonna put that up a little higher like that to sew it on. Gonna move my needle over. So, pull that out, clip our threads at the roots, like I taught you. Clip our threads. This little flap, I'm just gonna fold that under and tuck that in and stitch that down as well. We're gonna go over to our other side and do the same thing. We're going to switch our foot as well to the other side. So it's taking that off and putting it on the other side so we can get another view. And then we're also going to switch our needle point to 0-1 on our machine. If you could see, if y'all saw me do that as well. Yep, and then we're going to line that up with that, like so, at a 1/2 inch over. Roll your needle up. You're gonna place, and again, you can for sure pin this. I'm being lackadaisical right now and not using my pins for every step, but you 100% should. I'm gonna mark that spot right there. Put that foot down, stabilize that like so. Restitch because our needle did loop out. Put my thread through the needle. Then we're gonna roll it down like that. Keep that rolled over. Keep that rolled over like so. I'm gonna flip that up a little. Alright, I want to turn that sideways and kind of get that bottom of that zipper seam turned in a little bit. Yeah. 1/4. Okay. Roll that off. Clip that thread right there. Again, we're always clipping at the roots. This right here, we're going to tuck that top little part down. Again, just have that sticking down and re-thread over that little corner. Okay. All right, now that our zipper is in there, you can just zip that up. You see how that looks like, because we're going for like a kind of rough cut look for these shorts like the other pair. But look how cute. Look how good that's coming out so far. Our little cowboy shorts. Look how that's looking. Okay, so now we're just gonna do that little point over there. We're gonna close that up tiny bit. Sorry. So we're just gonna close that up a little bit. I have to put this back on the stand. So in there, I just want to serge that, which means, sew it, which means I have to switch my foot again, back to the other foot. Okay. So for that, I'm going to go in here and kind of flip that up and over and just sew that up a little bit higher. Probably should have did that before I did the crossover, but it's still achievable. It's still achievable. All right. So we just wanted to get that like a 1/2 inch higher. Again, you want to always make sure you're clipping as you go. And then let me just clip that little bead there. Okay, so now that that part of the shorts is done, the last part to do is the belt loops. Okay, now I already did a belt loop here only because I wanted like a little cute little curly Q design on there. So let's go ahead and do that. We're gonna do that off live and then I'll show you the end results for my weekly update in my YouTube video episode. All right, see you there.